Now we're moving on to GTA 6. The first video, I talked a little bit about this. I saw him post this one. I was just like, man, Legendary Drops is going to spoil us on Monday. I'm excited. And so now we're going to watch the GTA 6, what he has to say about it, and what the industry's probably going to do with the release of it. If it ever comes out, guys. If it ever
So
comes
apparently,
out.
Grand Theft Auto 6 has now been named the most important video game release in history, and it's not even out yet. I recognize that there's a lot of people where maybe this game isn't going to be your cup of tea, but you still have to recognize that the anticipation behind this game is absolutely absurd. And as long as this game delivers on its quality, it is likely going to become the highest selling and the fastest selling game in the history of the industry. It is going
To imagine GTA 5 and how 13 years later, on going on 14, it is still relevant and it's still selling like millions of copies. GTA 5. The whole market is waiting on GTA 6. And like I said earlier, I'm so happy it's going to be priced between $60, $70 or 70, 80. I'm sure he'll probably say in this video.
suck up time and attention at a rate that we never even thought was possible.
Say no to $100
and now
games.
It has many people in the games industry believing that this game is going to be the magic bullet that's going to essentially be able to save them from all their problems and turn everything around. This game is going to make so much money. It's going to bring in so much money into the games industry. It's going to bring new players and old players, people that have never even played games. It's going to sell consoles. It's going to sell accessories.
Because the thing about GTA, you're going to play GTA if you like GTA. Those who don't like GTA, they're still going to try it out because it's GTA. Kids who probably shouldn't be playing it, they're going to play it. Adults who don't even play video games, they're going to play it. It literally caters to everybody, and there's never been a game like it ever made. I think like the closest was like Saints Row, and like Saints what? You see my point.
It's going to bring in investors coming in on the hype, seeing the industry start booming. All these guys believe.
And when the servers come out after the initial single player gaming of it,
but it won't. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to save the games industry like a winning lottery ticket saves a gambling addict. Who are we?
And that's why I don't understand why all these companies think that GTA 6 is going to be the savior. It's going to destroy you guys. Selling it for cheaper than you wanted. And I mean, come on. If it's even halfway as good as GTA 5 was, it's going to be incredible. And other companies aren't going to be able to, other AAA companies aren't going to be able to replicate that, but they're still going to justify the cost, which is why I keep bringing to the point. I'm so happy this isn't going to be $100 game.
Who are we kidding?
Of course, here? With the deluxe and other stuff, I'm sure it will be.
This game,
but
what I think is
the
going to
base
happen
package
is it's going to come in long enough and save the industry just long.
And that's why, sorry, I know I'm pausing. I just have a lot to say about this. And that's also why, if you look further down the road on the event calendar, no other companies are releasing games in and around when GTA 6 is supposed to come out. Late this year, early next year, I think, is the latest rumors or something like that. But that's why no other companies are going to push out games because they're going to lose money.
Long enough to choke the life out of it itself. This game is going to be so ubiquitous and all-consuming that it is going to force the industry to rise by its mere presence and then just crash it straight into the ground. These people are coming for Grand Theft Auto 6, and we have an industry where they have nowhere else that they're going to want to go. So today what I want to do is I want to talk about how Grand Theft Auto 6 is already affecting the games industry, what its success is likely to look like, the boom that that's going to bring to the industry.
Dude, and if it is as successful as everybody thinks it is,
the industry is now convinced themselves
it's going to take away from every other game.
What they're not realizing is it's just a bullet. It has been since March of 2025 that we have heard anything substantial about Grand Theft Auto 6. Just an absolute drought of information. The only real
Dude,
scraps
that's
of
over
news
a
we've been
year
able to
ago.
go off of is a few
It's
layoffs
April
that are likely pointing to
26th.
development winding down, controversies around union busting, the
Makes
CEO
sense.
saying that they don't see AI replacing developers, and also laying off basically their entire AI development team. And more recently, in an interview with the games business, they
Interesting.
finally put the pricing debate to bed, saying that the game is likely going to cost between $70 or $80, which I'm
70,
willing to
80.
bet it's probably going to be around $70, especially given the current market. You can probably now hear 1,000 CEOs just screaming into the void because they're not going
Dude,
to be able
I'm
to
telling
use
you,
Grand Theft Auto 6 as
they're
an excuse to be able to
pissed.
start charging $100 for games. But
People would love to
outside of
start
that,
charging
we're
the
just
consumer
in the eye of the
$100.
storm right now. That weird, eerie calm where this game is just going to come in and it's just going to rip the world apart. I don't think people fully grasp the inevitability of what is about to happen with this game, regardless of whether you like this game or not.
And
whether
like
you
I
plan to
said,
buy it or not.
It doesn't
everybody is
matter
at
if you
least
like it
a
or
little
not.
bit
You're gonna
curious.
play
Everybody
it.
wants to know what this
You're gonna
game is,
watch
what
it at
looks
least.
like, what
At
it
the
does, what's
bare
gonna
minimum,
happen
you're
when
gonna
it
watch
finally
somebody
comes
else
out. But
play.
I still don't think people actually
They have, like,
comprehend just how much of
half
a
a
monster
billion
this
views on their
series
trailer,
is,
like-
or how little conventional wisdom matters once Rockstar enters the room. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to sell a brain-melting amount of copies. Did you guys know that in 2025, Grand Theft Auto 5 hit 225 million copies sold, making it the second best-selling game in history?
In 2025, this game was made so 11 and 88, so this was even made earlier. Red Dead. I still have to play that game.
And in 2025 alone, Grand Theft Auto 5, a now 13-year-old game, sold 20 million copies. A 13-year-old game. It ranked 14th best.
That's what
on
I'm
Steam
saying.
For the
That's what I'm saying. It's because everybody loves these GTA servers, myself including. I'm eventually gonna download 5M and we're just gonna start playing because I'm getting so antsy to play. I'm starting to get antsy to play. I told myself I was gonna get into the process of streaming and doing this for 3, 4, 5, 6 months maybe, and then diving in before GTA 6 comes out and learning their controls, the environment, hanging out on some platforms and some servers. Dude, I'm thinking I might do it quicker.
entire year, and it was 20th best for the entire year for all platforms.
The entire year for
Only
this
behind
year.
games that came out that year. And if we actually go and we combine the player counts
That's
of Grand Theft Auto
insane.
Enhanced and Legacy editions for nearly a decade now, this game has been averaging
That's
almost 180,000
insane.
players on Steam, remaining in the top 5 most played games every single day. You know,
Top 5
anomaly
game
is not
every
normally
single
a
day.
word that I would like to use for
That's
games. That word
insane.
is likely to give me a rash at this
especially
point. It immediately
especially because Rockstar is working with the server creators now into like developing and upping the servers. Is that not, that's insane.
takes me back to how developers in the media were trying to slap that label onto Baldur's Gate 3 like they needed to create some self-quarantine zone around that game so that players didn't start expecting that level of quality, scope, creativity, passion, or care from the rest of the industry. But real anomalies do exist, and Grand Theft Auto is definitely one of them.
Absolutely.
A game just doesn't get this big by accident. It doesn't sell this many copies, stay this relevant for this long, and become this unavoidable without having some kind of black magic behind it. Grand Theft Auto really is just that game. It doesn't matter how old you are, where you're from, what you normally play, or whether or not you even think of yourself as a gamer.
God, I
Damn near
remember
everybody
this.
has played it, seen it, talked about it, or at the very least knows exactly what it is. It cuts through every single taste barrier and culture barrier that you can think of, and I think a huge reason for that is just because of the unlimited levels of freedom that this game offers that nobody has ever been able to match. The core
That
of
is
this game
so
is just
true.
so simple and immediate. Anybody
There's
can pick up a
so
controller
much you can
and they
do in
find
this
something
game.
fun to do within seconds. Walk into traffic and get launched by a car, steal
And,
something,
like,
crash something.
you
Start a
don't even
fight,
have to
go
be
on
a
police
criminal.
chase, screw around for 20 minutes and never even touch
On the
mission.
servers,
It's
on
a
the servers.
cinematic
Single
game,
player,
a
it's
first-person
different.
Shooter, a driving game,
But
a
yeah,
flying
even
game,
single
a
player mode, you don't have to
sandbox,
do
a mess
jack
around
squat. You can do
simulator
whatever
more
the
than
heck
anything
you
else.
want.
And half the time, that's before you even actually start playing the game or even going online. It was the first true everything game. In a lot of ways, it still is. It is just omnipotent at this point. So if a 13-year-old game is out here still staying...
And you might think to yourself, how come nobody else made a game like this? It's because this game, it's like he's saying in Anonymity, this game is so insane. What can they do? How, like, all they can do is take bits and pieces from this game and put it into their own games.
this relevant and outselling
this is
brand new
insane.
releases. What exactly do you guys think is going to happen when the next one releases this year? Well, analysts are throwing out some
This year.
absolutely stupid numbers. Over $7 billion in the first 60 days, at least $1 billion in pre-sales alone, 20 million copies sold in the first 24 hours, 20 million
actually
new
believe
console
it.
sales across Xbox and PlayStation in the first year. And look, I can
That's how
hear
they're
you
going to
guys
survive
have
another
your
year. The
eyebrows
console.
raising. I can actually hear that through the screen right now, even though this is pre-recorded. Just don't even mind that. I'm usually a little bit more cynical when it comes to numbers like this, especially when it comes to a game that is being locked behind current generation consoles for at least a year. But honestly, with how weak this generation has been when it comes to actual must-have games, those predictions don't really sound as insane,
Especially
as they
last
probably
year.
should. Opinions Gaming in 2025 report showed that console spending actually hit a high in 2025. The problem is that money hasn't been actually going to any of the new games.
And yes, that's embarrassing that they're not. Yeah, but anyways, he's getting ready to talk about that. And I honestly think that's because a lot of people like are in the same situation as I am. They know that GTA 6 is around the corner, so they're trying to get on servers. They're trying to get on public servers. They're just trying to get their hands on
in the
this
way
game
that
and
it
play.
should. A lot of that growth has been in subscriptions and services instead, which lines up pretty cleanly with how this generation has probably felt to a lot of us, which is this industry is just not giving us enough games that actually feel worth giving a damn about. Now, while I can sit here and complain all day talking about prices and trying to tear apart the economics of the industry and what they've been doing the past few years, one of the biggest reasons that it's been suffering is a lot simpler, and it's just that these guys have just not made enough games that have made us feel compelled to show up for them. They have not made enough games that have felt worth buying an Xbox for, buying a PlayStation for, worth paying full price for, worth coming back for. But Grand Theft Auto 6, for a lot of people, is
Double
going to
kill.
be that game. It is the consumerist game, the only
Oh my
consumerist
gosh.
game in my
I'm gonna
eyes.
sink my
Barring
life
it
into
not
that
being a
game.
complete piece of shit. And honestly, even if it is, people are probably still going to show up and throw money at it anyway. That's why Strauss Zelnick flat out said that he is not worried about launching the game only on console, or that consoles are lagging behind PC right now, because regardless of what anybody says online, people are still just going to buy this game. Even if
And that's another thing that's annoying about the video we watched earlier about games getting too expensive for people is that these console games, they're going to make a crap. Xbox and Sony are going to make so much goddamn money off of this game when it comes out that it's going to justify every single wasted dollar and all the bullshit that they're spouting all across to the consumer, because they're going to make money. And then they're just going to go, "Oh, guys, the market is really bad, so we have to make you pay
high
extra
prices,
for all
it's going
this
to move
stuff."
hardware even above $70. It's going to move copies, and the economic impact of that is going to wash over this games industry like holy water. Almost overnight, it is going to make console feel alive again. It is going to push people to finally buy hardware, to
It's
finally
true.
force them into upgrades.
It's
It's
true.
going to get people to start paying attention to the industry again, to put money in a lot of people's pockets, and
For a
also
short
give
time.
the industry the kind of massive win that has been desperate for so long.
And it might even, honestly, I don't think it will as much as CEOs and stuff expect, but maybe it does get people to play more games for a minute. Once the initial 6-month high of it, and then, but here's the thing: after that 6 months, all these people have a couple of months to get their games out. Because, like I said, once those servers start getting up and running, with Rockstar's help, by the way, like I mentioned, it's just going to be the same thing again. You're just going to lose your audience again. You're going to lose everybody playing the game because they're all going to want to be on these live servers.
I'm not saying that this is going to be the exact same kind of thing, but I think the closest comparison that I can give is the Nintendo Wii. Gaming was already getting more into the mainstream at the time.
Freaking
But the
Wii.
Nintendo Wii just blew
Freaking
the
Wii.
doors off the entire thing.
It did,
It was one
too.
of those rare pieces of hardware that broke through the usual audience and started dragging people in who normally didn't
This
play
is
games
such
at
a good
all.
ad.
It crossed age barriers, taste barriers, even the usual stigma around video games.
And the
because
Wii
of that,
Sports
it
games,
helped
too,
push the
played the
industry
heck out of them.
deeper into the mainstream. Grand Theft Auto has that same kind of energy. It has that same kind of reach. And as a second order of effect, back then when the Wii first came out, while the industry didn't need saving at the time, all ships rose with the tide. Sales exploded. People are buying more games. People are buying more consoles. More people are paying attention to the industry, paying attention to games. More people are investing in games. It felt like the entire industry just got bigger all at once. And in a lot of ways, that helped define that entire golden era. And while I realize that this sounds like a wild prediction, and honestly one that you probably never thought I would
Man,
actually
this game
make,
came in
I
late
do
after.
think that Grand Theft Auto is going to be so
Ignore
massive
me.
that
I
it
was
could
about to say
effectively
something dumb.
save the games industry. Well, long enough at least to be the one that kills it. I need you guys to stick with me on this. I can already see people telling me no in the comment section, likely shaking their head as they're watching this video. No game can sell that many copies. No game would be able to do this by itself. The normies. All the normies play GTA.
I think it,
All the
dude,
gamers play GTA. The people that don't
everybody
even play
plays
video
GTA.
games are going to play Grand
exactly.
Theft
That's
Auto.
what I said. Grown
This game is just gonna be
adults who don't
absolutely
even play
massive
video
when it
games are
launches.
going to play this game when
Everybody
it
knows
comes
what
out.
it is. Everybody's heard about it. I mean, the game trailers have like 500 million views combined.
Yeah, insane.
That's crazy. Honestly, now thinking about it in hindsight, I cannot believe I did not see this already. I would not be surprised if part of the motivations behind these new generational console price increases that we've seen over the past couple of years,
It's in
outside of failed
preparation.
live service bets, a lot of money wasted, and also some general global things going on, these guys are just trying to get ahead of Grand Theft Auto. What they're trying
Yeah.
to do is that they can't justify jacking up the price just before the game comes out, but they can slowly inch it up as the game gets closer to release. And what they're going to do is that they're doing this all in confidence that they're going to make their money back and then some. And then once they capture
When
all
the game
people
releases.
that are willing to show up
And
day
it's
one
so
and buy this kind
annoying.
of stuff,
It's so
then they're going to
annoying.
drop the prices and pick up everybody else. It's absolutely
so annoying
rat
how
behavior.
Crap.
But it's
Yes,
probably going
rat
to work.
behavior. This gets rewarded
When you have something that is pulling this
because
much attention,
somebody else does something incredible.
it's going to change the math for everybody else in the room. That's what I don't think people are fully recognizing on this. It's something that I actually do agree with these analysts on, at least partially. More people buying consoles means more people that are buying hardware, other hardware, accessories, headsets, controllers, people looking at other games, people buying into services.
Which again, like I said
subscriptions,
earlier,
online
is so
play and
annoying that all
stuff.
that crap doesn't
And
come in the box with
just
the
by
console.
existing,
You have
it's
to
gonna
buy
make
it
the
all
entire
separately
games
now.
industry feel bigger and immediately, basically, is how that's going to end up working out. And the financials for all
And you're gonna see gaming is back. Sony's back. Xbox is back. The gaming industry's never been better.
these companies are going to start looking healthier. The investors are going to start flowing back in. The investors
Just watch. I think he's right. I think it's just gonna. I think it's gonna destroy
It's
it.
going to be a party.
And I think some
But the
big,
funny thing about
big
parties
corporations are gonna
is that
go
parties
go
stop.
down.
In the short term, it's going to look like everything's going back to normal, but then reality is going to kick in. And by kick in, I mean
Because it's
kick
going to
in
be
into
the exact opposite that COVID did. When COVID came, prices for games and stuff, well, it's got to go up a little bit. But don't worry, guys. When the market stabilizes, it's going to come back down. No, they didn't. So what makes them think that it's going to work for the opposite this time? It's not just going to, the market's just going to stay great. No, they're going to hurt
is
after.
what's going to end up happening. Just because you have a bunch of people that are starting to show up doesn't mean you still understand how to be able to hold on to them. And while this industry thinks that this game is basically their greatest dream come true, what they don't realize
They've already
is
shown
this
that they
game
can't
is
hold
really
on
just
to them.
their greatest nightmare. Earlier, I used that example of the Wii comparison for a very specific reason that I'm going to pay off on right now. The industry was only able to capitalize on that insane wave of spending in casual audiences because it actually was in a position to do something with it. The Xbox 360 had an absurd lineup. Online gaming had fully clicked into the console space. PlayStation was still riding off the momentum of the PS2. And honestly, this wasn't just a
PS2
golden
is
era
so
for the industry.
goated.
It was a golden era for the players too. Every single publisher was hitting at this time. The industry had
And
trust,
honestly,
it
I
had
think
respect.
another
The Wii
reason
was just the
why
final spark that
Sony's
set
having so
everything
much
off, but
trouble
the industry was standing there waiting,
selling
ready with
PlayStation
something to
5s
offer. Fast forward to today,
is because
and
everybody
we're
uses
living in
their
a very
PlayStations for
different
streaming
reality.
services like
Player trust is at
Netflix,
rock bottom. Prices are at
'cause it
all-time
works
highs.
great, and
Games
it's
that
easy.
actually feel
So that's why
transformative
everybody
or even
keeps
worth
them.
buying
Nobody
for a
really
short
plays
price
video
if it
games on them
exists at
anymore
all.
because there hasn't
The
really been a
industry
great
is getting
video
hammered
game.
with closures, cancellations, and layoffs, and half of these companies don't even know what kind of games they should be making, let alone what people actually want. So how
Need to be
exactly,
making games
why
for the
exactly do they
consumers.
think that anything good is going to be able to come from this? What do they think is going to happen when this game releases?
Literally
How
in
can they
their heads, I
possibly
feel like,
convince themselves that this
oh,
could
GTA is
end
going to
well?
be great, which means we
Especially
can
when
put
we're
this
already
garbage
seeing the
out there,
negative
charge the
effects
same
of GTA
price,
6,
and it's
this
just
game
going to
isn't
be
even
okay.
out yet. The AAA industry is in one of the weakest positions that it has ever been in. It is stuck in this endless drought of creativity. They're terrified of losing their share price. They're trend chasing themselves into the ground in a constant fight for relevance, and they're already dancing to the beat of this game. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 6's last delay reportedly cost the games industry alone $2.7 billion. That's how much.
Yeah, because they have to literally build their entire schedule and release dates for their games around this game. Because seriously, if you're a company, you are stupider than we already think you are if you're going to come out with a game within a few weeks of GTA 6's release.
This game
You're crazy.
has. When GTA 6 moves,
What's the point?
everybody else is flinching. They're shifting their release schedules, they're canceling their launch plans, they're rushing development, shipping unfinished games, they're eating the lost sales and lost development, and that's before this game has even come out yet. It's only going to get worse from here. The industry had a lot of analysts that were hoping that Grand Theft Auto 6 was going to be that game that was going to finally push the base price of games up to $100.
I was so scared.
That was supposed to be the game to be able to get away with it. But
I
now
was
with
so
Ross Zelnick
scared
saying that the
because
game
then
is
it's
gonna
just
land
like,
at either
dude, every
$70 or
game's going to be
$80,
$100.
That fantasy is dead.
And they're all going to be
and
trash.
Even if the game does come out at $80, effectively locking that price that Nintendo floated with Mario Kart World, not a single one of these publishers are going to be able to live up to that expectation. We already covered it. Apillion said that new game adoption is at an all-time low.
Isn't it
People
crazy
are
that
gonna
a
buy
Mario
even
game
less
was
if you up the
$80?
price. Grand Theft Auto 6 can get away with that because it's Grand Theft Auto 6. That name alone is going to do something that nothing else in the industry can, but the rest of these companies, not a chance. Not when so many of their games are shipping broken, run like garbage, fail to interest anybody outside of niche audiences, or just flat out suck.
Or just
And
have
the part
problems
that I
on
don't think a lot
release,
of these
too.
guys have really come to terms with yet is that let's say that Grand Theft Auto 6 does launch at $80. Let's say it actually delivers. It is just an absolutely absurdly good game. Let's say it really is that next level game that people have been waiting for. Well, now that price is getting attached to that level of quality, that level of ambition, that level of payoff. And once
nobody's
that happens,
putting out that
every
level
other
of video
$80
games,
game
let me
is
tell you
gonna
that.
be compared to it 1-to-1. And most of this industry
At that
is going
price.
to be crushed by that comparison. Because if GTA 6 delivers, a lot of these players are going to be looking around asking what the hell the rest of the industry has been doing this entire time. And how any of these companies have even convinced themselves that their games are even worth $70. You know what? Realistically, what I think we're probably going to see is something closer to the old PS3 and Xbox 360 era where certain hardware just became known for one thing. Halo was
Halo with Xbox and Blu-ray for
the
PlayStation
dominant
3.
game that everybody was playing Xbox on, so they just started calling it the Halo machine. And when PlayStation was stuck in a drought, they didn't really have any first-party titles. One of the biggest talking points they had going for them was that it was the main device that people were using Netflix
Yeah,
for.
there you go.
That's where I think this generation is heading right now. These consoles are just going to become Grand Theft Auto machines. Actually, NYU professor and industry analyst.
yeah, I think he's
already
right.
made a comment on this last year in an interview with IGN, saying that after the high comes the hangover. I realize many in the industry are looking forward to this undoubtedly pivotal moment. There's even a somewhat naive expectation that this one release will reverse the industry's current direction. It won't. Once Take-Two releases the game and players and investors each enjoy their respective highs, I expect a period of sobriety to follow. In the absence of any similar releases in the near future, especially investors are likely to redeploy their capital elsewhere, thereby lowering the industry's overall valuation. I think this is the most accurate read on what is exactly going to happen once this game releases.
I think so,
Is it going
too.
to drive console sales? Yes. Is it going to drive service revenue for Xbox and PlayStation? Absolutely.
Yeah, and then because to a point, at some point in time, for some players, they're going to get tired of playing it, or it's going to get phased out, and they're going to want to play these other games, and so these other games are going to have sales too. But then the thing is that they're going to play these other games, they're going to be like, dude, what the fuck am I playing? What is this crap? I don't want to play this. And then guess what? Boom, there you go. They're back on their GTA
Absolutely.
grind.
Is it going to bring more people into gaming than we've seen in a really long time? Without a doubt. But those people are going to be here for Grand Theft Auto 6. They're not going to be here for everything else. And when you have an industry that really doesn't have anything else to offer that's going to come close, all this is really going to do is buy these guys a brief moment of relief before everything comes crashing back down to reality, even worse than it was before. Because not only are a lot of these new and returning players not going to stick around for whatever the rest of the industry is making, but a lot of the players that are already here playing their games are going to migrate to Grand Theft Auto 6 as well. every
He's being
single
a
game,
pest,
and I
guys,
mean
so Tato's
every
gonna say
single
hi real
game is
quick.
going to feel this release in some way. Some of it's going to be small, some of it's going to be brutal, some of it's going to pass,
What
but
you
some of
think?
it, a lot of it
Talking
probably,
about
is going to be
GTA.
leaving some permanent damage. That's why so many of these publishers have already been doing everything they can to avoid launching anywhere near Grand Theft Auto 6. They already know that this game is going to have a freezing
See,
effect
that's what I was
that's going to
saying.
last for weeks. But
Nobody in their
then
right
the
mind
second wave is going to hit
would play a
because it's
game
not just the
or
launch that they need to be
release a
worried
game
about. It's
when this
also
comes
what's going
out.
to come after when Rockstar rolls out the next version of Grand Theft Auto Online, and this stops
There
being
you
about
go.
a single player release and starts becoming an ecosystem. And I think this is going to wipe a lot of live service games off of the map. Not all of them, but honestly, probably a lot of them. And I think it's probably going to push a lot of
Especially
these
if it's
developers
already
even
in the
further
top
away from
5
any
every
future
single
live
day.
service plans that they may have still had. Because if Grand Theft Auto 6 is still pulling 20 million active players every single month after 13 years, and Rockstar
That's
is now officially
crazy.
partnering with the people behind the modded GTA RP servers, while
That's
also giving players
crazy.
a full developer suite to make user-generated content.
Honestly, too, streaming might get a spurt too when this game comes out. Not like a COVID 2019 spurt, but they could get a spurt again. Lots of viewers they're going to have so much more viewers copping into.
Like Fortnite and Roblox, with some insiders also claiming that it's going to make certain creators millionaires, then what are the rest of these companies planning to do with that?
See, that's what I was just
Supposed to
talking
do
about.
with that? How are they supposed to compete with that? How are they supposed to keep people away from
Could
it?
be me.
Guys, if this
Could be
game
you.
lands the way that people think it will,
It
it's
could be
gonna
both
blot
of
out
us
the sun.
together.
So no, I don't think that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to save the games industry. I think it's going to expose just how weak, hollow, and unprepared these guys are for what's coming.
And this
The
should
crazy
already
thing
be
is
exposed.
that this is only
and it's
partially predicated on Grand Theft Auto 6 being that good. That's one of the points that I hope people understand here. These guys have lost talent just like everybody else. They've lost developers, some notable people, not as much as other developers or other studios that are out there, but I don't really see these guys fumbling the bag here. The funny thing is
I
that
don't
it
either.
almost doesn't even
because here's the thing. If it is only as good as GTA 5 and not better, 13 years is the same thing.
matter. This game is so culturally oppressive. It has so much reach that people are still going to buy it anyway. They're still going to play it anyway. They're still going to find ways to enjoy it regardless of what the game is even like. And again, I don't think that's what's going to end up
Because like they
happening.
said, you can literally do
Personally,
anything.
these
You
guys
do
have
treasure
spent a lot of
hunts.
time and
You can
they've
go on your own
literally
little
spent billions of dollars
adventures.
making
You
this
could
game.
rob.
If they somehow do not
You'd
land
literally
it,
do anything.
then the next video I'll make is how Take-Two goes out of business because the company will just crumble into dust. But you know,
Yeah,
the
could
funny
you
thing
imagine
is,
if this
when
was
you
a
see
bust of a
like this
game?
that
Yeah,
has this
Rockstar would
much
be
imminent
over.
Success.
But no,
This
it's
industry is
not.
never going to learn any good lesson from it. All this
Yeah.
is going to do is just vindicate these guys to spend even more on making games.
It's so
they
true.
spent billions. We'll spend billions. They charged $80. We'll charge $80.
And when their $80 makes them a lot of money, and us charging $80 don't make us anything, we're gonna sell the next game for $100 because it's your fault, gamers. It's your fault.
But none of that's going to work. These guys are going to trend chase this game into their grave. That's what's going to end up happening without even realizing what they're chasing is a ghost. The only reason that Grand Theft Auto can charge this kind of price, the only reason why Grand Theft Auto can even find this level of success is because there is one Grand Theft Auto. There isn't a single game that has been able to sniff this game's boot. The closest that they
Dude,
ever
I
had
don't
was
even
Saints
think that
Row,
they-
and that wasn't even
Yeah,
a blip on the
see?
radar. Now that game's likely never even to exist ever again. This is simply a game you cannot follow. That's why most of the
And it
industry
wasn't
has
a bad
never
game
really
either. It
tried
just
that
wasn't
hard to
Grand Theft
follow
Auto.
it, and have really only just tried to
And it would
adapt
be
different
too
features
and
from
it's
it
too
because that's all
hard
they
to
can
make
realistically
and too
be able to
expensive,
achieve.
which is why
I
another
cannot
reason why
tell you
nobody else
guys
tries to
how
replicate.
excited I am for this game's release. I've been waiting for this for
He's gonna
I
RP
can't
too.
tell you how
He's
long
like
now,
me.
but
He's gonna
ever
RP
since
too,
it got
huh?
revealed, I've been so stoked. Not only because I'll say first, the reason why I'm the most excited is because I just want to see what happens. But you guys know the kind of content I make. You guys know the kind of things that interest me. I am just so interested to see what happens when this game comes out because it's going to be wild and it's probably not going to be very good for a lot of
It's
people.
so exciting.
But I'm also really excited to play it. I mean, I grew up on Grand Theft Auto. I've played every single one of the games. I've always enjoyed them, and I'm actually really interested in trying out GTA RP, especially if it's going to be something that's like fully integrated.
Told
since they're
ya.
working with the guys that made the mod. I've never done it before. I've watched all the clips, and I feel like I'd probably have a lot of fun doing it. So I don't know. I'm interested. I'm interested to see what ends
That's
up
what I
happening.
think
I'm
of
also
it. I
interested
see,
to see what the game turns
and
out.
I really think I could
What
bring
do you
some
guys
RP
think?
too.
What do you guys think is
I
gonna
even
happen?
have
Do
a
you
little
think that
notebook
Grand
that I
Theft Auto
thought
6
I'm
is
weird,
gonna
dude.
save the
I have a
games
little
industry,
notebook
or
that
are
is
you
like
excited for its release?
jot ideas
What
in.
do you think is going to happen?
Like actually, it's
Thank you
funny
guys for
because
watching.
I
You
was
guys
thinking
enjoyed the
about
video,
6 months
like the videos.
ago. It's like 6 months ago, GTA. I was thinking about Chain Gang Olympics again, and then Mr. K brought it up on stream the other day. I was like, dude, I was just thinking about that.
Subscribe to the channel. Comment down below.
But
Share
that's
the video
it.
with your friends.
GTA
Share it on
6.
social media.
Is
Share
it going to
across
save the
entire
market
world.
or is it going to hurt the
Follow me on
market?
Twitch. Follow me on
You
Twitter.
guys be
I'll catch you
the
guys in the next one.
deciding
Stay
factor.
cool, stay righteous, stay safe.
If you like the video, like and subscribe. I don't know if I said that with Charlie's video too. That we did. But that's it for the GTA clip. Exciting, exciting, exciting. I'm super excited for it to eventually come out. We'll see. We'll see, guys.